Welcome to AppTalkies TV. I am Favor George. Today I'm going to be putting you through finding squares of numbers ending in 0. This is the simplest technique in all of them. Now, always remember that you must know your multiplication table. Basically, this technique uses only squares of numbers. No addition, no carryover, multiplication or anything, just the squares of numbers. Now, let's start with the example. Find 10 squared. 10 squared. You see, it ends in 0. It can be 3-digit numbers, 4-digit, or any digit. Now, let's start. This technique doesn't need any 3 lines or anything like let's do this times this, double it. No, it doesn't. You first start. You mark out your 0. Then you find the square of the 10 digits. 1 squared is what? 1. So 1 squared is 1. Then this 0 up here produces 2 zeros. Do you understand? I mean that this 0 we mark out. After finding the square of this, we come back to it and then we want to square it, so it gives us 2 zeros, and this is our final answer. You see, even if you solve it like this, 0, 0, this 0. I hope you know that 0 times any number is 0, and then 1 times any number is 1. I mean that number. So this is 0. 1 times 0 is 0. 1 times 1 is 1. You see, it's correct. Now, let's solve the second number. Number 2 is find 30 squared. The same thing, mark out your 0. I've already gotten this, my answer. My answer is what? 900. Let's check. Just looking at it, I just know my answer is 900. Let's mark out our 0. Then we continue. 3 squared is what? 9. Then this 0 produces 2 zeros. And this is what we've got. You see, it's correct. Number 3 is find 90 squared. Do you see how easy this thing is? That's why I said that this is the simplest technique of all. We mark out our 0. Then 9 squared is what? 81. Then we'll come to this 0, which produces 2 zeros. 1, 2. Remember what I said in the last video, that before you insert a comma, you first count 3 digits. 1, 2, 3. And now this is read as 8,100. Now let me do the last example and then give you classwork to solve. Find. Oh, I have a big digit for you to solve. Let me give you an example on solving 100 squared. Now, the same thing, you mark out 1 0. Not because it has 2 zeros, you mark out the whole 2 zeros. No. Only mark out 1 0 as we said in the first place. Then we do 10 squared. 10 squared is what? 100. Then this 0 gives us 2 zeros. You see? 10,000. Now, I'm going to give you a classwork to solve. Number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. I'm going to write what you ought to solve, and then you solve it. Okay? Number 1, solve. It's not here in the examples. 50 squared, 80 squared, 200 squared, 20 squared. Let me think. 60 squared. I'm not gonna put any exercise that the example is here. If not, you're going to spy. Example. No. I'm going to set another kind of questions. I got the idea. Let me see whether somebody will be able to solve this kind of technique. Can you solve this? I hope you can. Because this one, when you mark out this 0 to now find the square of this 25, brings out the other technique. I hope you will be smart to solve this. This is 300, sorry. Number 8. Let me say 500. And then I'm gonna give you something else to solve. Maybe 150 squared, because it still ends in 0. I already explained how to solve this, because when you mark out this 0 and you want to find the square of this 15, brings out the other technique you had learned. Or let me just solve this one and then give you others to solve. We mark out at 0. Then 25 squared brings out the other technique. 25 squared, we mark out at 5. Then 2 times the successive number. Now we mark out at 0. Then we find 25 squared, which is the other technique which is finding squares of numbers ending in 5. Let's quickly solve that. Mark out at 5. 2 times the successive number, which is 3, equals 6. 5 squared is 25. So we write 625. Then this 0 produces what? 2 zeros. 1, 2. We insert the common answer 3 digits. 1, 2, 3. Now, let's stop there. Just solve these 9 exercises. I will be back in this one is the simplest, so I'm just going to give you the same 3 minutes for you to solve all this. Use this example and solve this. I'm gonna see you in the next 3 minutes. Did you get it? Let's check. I hope you solved it, because for those who solved it, you are going to see whether your answer is correct or wrong. Let's start from the beginning. Firstly, we said we're going to mark out the 0. That's the first step. The second step is square the tens digits, or the side of the numbers. Now, 5 squared is what? 25. This 0 produces how many zeros? 2 zeros. Woohoo! This is the easiest technique, friends. Now let's continue number 2. Number 2 says find 80 squared. As I always said, mark out the 0. Then 8 squared is what? 64. This 0 now produces 2 zeros. Remember to insert your comma so that you can read the number easily. 1, 2, 3. Now this is read as 6,400. Now let me solve the rest for you to see. Same thing, mark out this, and this is square this, and you get this. Now this is the point I want you to look at. It may look big, but this exercise has an example, which is over here. What can you get this number can? If 100 squared is 10,000, then 200 squared will be what? Let's check it. First, mark out the 0. Then, this is the point you you might think looks good. So find 20 squared, and 20 squared had a question here. So 20 squared is what? 400. And then this zero produces two zeros. So you can see 100 squared is 10,000. Definitely means that 200 squared will be in 10,000. You see how easy this thing is? It's so easy. But if you don't refresh your mind on your squares and numbers, you're not going to understand it. Let's continue. This one is simple. Mark out the zero. This square is 36. This zero produces two zeros. Remember, 1, 2, 3. Next one. This one, you must be careful because this involves two techniques. The technique for zero and the technique for square the numbers ended in 5 because of this. Now, when I mark out my zero, I come to realize that there's a 25 here, and there's a particular technique for solving square of numbers ending in 5. So now, let's use the technique to solve this. Side 5, we square, we mark out a 5, remember, 2 times the successive number equals 6, 5 squared is 25. So we write this, 625. Then, 0 produces two zeros, 1, 2. Insert the comma, 1, 2, 3. Now, what is this read as? This is read as 62,500. You see how easy this thing? This is the simplest technique of all, as I always say. That's why I said that this technique particularly needs your only squares of numbers because there's no addition, no carryover, any division or subtraction. You just need your brain to be solving squares of numbers and then the zero. Let's solve the next one. Square, mark out the zero. Then 30 squared, we already did an example here. 30 squared is 900. Then the zero produces 2. Woohoo! I got 90,000. 50 squared is what? Who can tell me what 50 squared is? I already know what 50 squared is. 50 squared just from my brain by looking at it is what? 2,500. Because we already solved number 1 question, 2,500. So we just know that's 2,500. This zero produces two zeros. Now, you have to be careful here because this is 3 digits. You don't need to start inserting the comma again here. Just do 1, 2, 3. And this is read as 250,000 because these zeros don't mean anything but they are in place of a place value. Let's continue. I already explained this one here. So we mark out 5, then 15 squared. That brings us to the technique before. Oh, sorry, mark out the 0. Now let's find the square of 15, which brings us back to the other technique. We mark out the 5. Then we multiply 1 by the successive number, which is 2. And then we square this, 25 equals 225. Then this 0 produces 2 zeros. We write 1, 2. And now insert the comma. 1, 2, 3. This is 22,500. Now we've come to the end of our learning. Did you understand this? I hope you did, because this is the simplest technique of all, as I always said. Please always remember to like my videos, share my videos, and subscribe to my channel. Don't forget, please always remember. Bye-bye.